So before I get started, go ahead and drop down in the comments what you're expecting from Saquon this year as far as yards and touchdowns. Count receiving yards, count rushing yards, total touchdowns. Drop that in the comments.
Once a giant, always a giant. For me, it's only a giant.
What's going on YouTube? Diggy546. Definitely hit that subscribe button if you're new. Like the video if you like the video. And I won't tell if you click that bell. But let's go ahead and get into this. Alright, so I already had this video scheduled to go out, but I also saw this tweet come out that said Saquon Barkley does not know how to play the running back position. And I saw this, and this tweet, by the way, is of course from an anonymous coach in the NFL, an anonymous assistant coach in the NFL that says Saquon Barkley doesn't know how to play running back. So when I look at that, I'm like, first off, I guarantee you, and I put a lot of money on this if I had the chance to. I guarantee you this coach has never played running back in the NFL. I guarantee you this coach has never had a 2,000-yard all-purpose year like Saquon Barkley did in his rookie year. I guarantee you this coach has never, if he did play running back in NFL, I guarantee you he wasn't a starter, because what starting running back that is well respected, which one of those are assistant coaches? Can somebody let me know? I don't know of any that are coaching right now. And if they are, maybe they're in college, but they're not in the NFL. So to say that Saquon Barkley doesn't know how to play running back and you don't know how to play running back is, first of all, the craziest thing to me. And I know, sure, yeah, we're fans and we don't know how to do things and we criticize players on things that they do wrong. That's understandable, and we're not in the NFL. But to be a coach and to just come out and have the platform that you have as, you know, that badge of being an NFL coach and say some stuff like that, it's just really just crazy to me. Really crazy to me. So let's analyze that. Saquon Barkley has dealt with injuries ever since pretty much his second year in the league. 2018, he was a world beater. 2019, he got injured, but he still looked like, 80% of the guy that he always was. 2020 and 2021 have been complete washes. He has looked bad. Now, he has dealt with a lot of injuries. I think he pretty much, 2020, missed most of the year. 2021, he's been rehabbing. 2022 is that year where, after those horrific knee injuries, that year after that upcoming year is usually when people do things. A ton of people were throwing those Adrian Peterson expectations on him, but you got to be realistic. Not everybody is Adrian Peterson. That dude is a once-in-a-lifetime kind of running back and once-in-a-lifetime kind of athlete, in my opinion. The strength that he had, the speed that he had, the agility, along with just being like a straight power back. And I'm not calling him a power back. I'm calling him just like an all-around back. Him and Sean Alexander were just the perfect prototype running backs for their eras. So I got to give props to Adrian Peterson. But Saquon Barkley couldn't come back and be that same guy. He couldn't trust his knees, couldn't trust his ankle. He couldn't trust everything that had gotten hurt to be back at 100% and come back and make that impact. So, yes, he struggled because of injury. Yes, sometimes he struggled because he tried to bounce things out. And sometimes he struggled because, the hole may be there and he doesn't attack it because he's waiting for a bigger hole so he can make a bigger play. But that doesn't mean he doesn't know how to play running back. Definitely doesn't mean he doesn't know how to play running back, because you don't just trip and luck your way into that successful of a year as a rookie. That just doesn't happen. So what am I expecting from Saquon this year? I'm expecting Saquon of 2019. To expect Saquon of 2018, to me, is very unrealistic, because look, you got the addition of Wan'Dale Robinson. You're getting Tony back. You're hoping that Shep and Golladay can stay healthy. With this is known to be a passing offense, and I'm expecting Saquon to have a very pivotal. Listen, I know what the word is, but at this point, my brain is completely fried from thinking about the word. But he's going to have a very pivotal role, and I'm pretty sure that's the word, in this year's offense as a receiver. So he'll line up on the outside. He'll line up in the slot. He'll line up, maybe as a tight end. He'll line up in the backfield and he'll catch passes from everywhere. He is going to be focused on in this offense, but there's also a ton of weapons. You look at it, like I said, you got Golladay. You got Tony, you got Shep, you got Wan'Dale Robinson, you got Darius Slayton. And for some reason, if Darius Slayton doesn't make this roster, you got another whoever beats him out is probably going to step in. So you have 5 receivers that you think are functional guys, functional receivers, guys that you think can at least be third or fourth receivers on teams. So you got a ton of good players right there. We're not sure about the top end talent. And then to build off of that, you have Daniel Bellinger. You have Brian Dable's offense, which has been infamously known to be an overwhelming amount of throwing compared to running the ball. So I don't think Saquon is going to have those games where he gets 25 to 29 carries. Most running backs don't. But we've seen this before in the NFL. The coaches that love to throw the ball will be running, will be dominating the game, and then all of a sudden the running back stops getting carries. We've seen it before, and I'm just expecting to see it under Brian Dable. I'm hoping that I don't see it under Brian Dable, but I'm expecting to see it. So I don't think Saquon is going to be in the running at all to be getting anywhere near like 1,600 to 1,800 yards. Even with all the big plays I think he'll make, I just don't see there's any way that he can run for that many yards. On top of that, there's just way too many weapons. I think they'll try to get Daniel Jones involved somewhat in the run game. So there's going to be a ton of carries taken away. I think they'll, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure Matt Breida or one of those ex-49ers running backs is on our team that is going to get him a good amount of carries too. So also you have Tony and Wan'Dale Robinson. They're going to be getting really creative. But yeah, I don't expect anywhere from 16 to 1,800 yards. But I do expect him to get around, 11, 1,200 yards. Hopefully gets us about 400 to 500 yards receiving. And I think that really gives you a really good season. I don't think that this offense is going to run through him unless this coaching staff really is about what they say. And, they're really building off of the best player. But I just don't see that with this philosophy. But if he can come away from this season, coming away with say again, 1,200 yards, 400 yards receiving, minimal fumbles, here I go with that word again, pivotal plays and big moments. And those big moments, Saquon Barkley, makes the big plays like he did last year in the Saints game. I think that solidifies that he's that same guy. He's going to always be that guy, hopefully coming back off of this injury, that he can make people miss in the backfield, make people miss in the open field and turn those small plays into big ones. Always a home run threat. And that's literally why you bring that guy. That's why you bring him back. That's why you bring him here, is because you want him to turn nothing into something. So if he can come away with those kind of stats, 1,600, 1,500 yards total, especially with 17 games, I would say that that's definitely a good season for Saquon. But to say he doesn't know how to play the running back position, that assistant coach is going to be looking really, really, really stupid, being honest with you, by the end of this year, because I do think he'll look like the Saquon of old. I'm just not sure he'll get the stats. So you guys go ahead and leave down in the comments again what you're expecting from Saquon this year. I'm expecting around 1,500 to 1,700 total yards. You made it this deep into the video. Come on, just hit the subscribe button. I make Giants content primarily, draft content secondarily, and during the season, I'm going to be doing a lot of reacting to pretty much most of the NFL games and everything NFL. So if you made it this deep, go ahead and join the D6 squad.